I want to discuss something in a manner where I am being respectful of all decisions,
Mm-hmm.
and I am not attempting to throw shade towards anyone. I'm asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Asking a question. Last night, listen, there was a lot of Broncos fans there, but it was a good, active crowd. It was a fun. The game being good led to a good crowd, and there was a lot of swings, a lot of, up and back. There were a bunch of dudes at the start of the fourth quarter taking their shirt off, twisting around your head like a helicopter.
Crazy as hell.
It
was cold out there last night, dog.
Dude, there was one guy sitting right in front of the press box that had to be absolutely hammered. He was wearing a Darryl Green throwback, screaming. And then by overtime, we never heard him again. I legit think he lost his voice.
Or was he asleep?
Nah, he was not asleep. Very active. he wanted to coach from the sideline. But here's my question, B.
All right.
And I don't know if this is Metro related. I find it hard to believe it's Metro related based on the volume.
Mm-hmm.
I don't begrudge people leaving games early. Like, one, this is America. You're entitled to free will. Mm-hmm. Two, I often leave games early. I prefer it, in fact. So I'm not knocking you for it. But at the end of regulation, Washington makes that field goal to tie it up. We're going to overtime.
Mm-hmm.
There was a mass exodus.
Yeah.
People getting the hell out of there.
Yeah. It was all types of people, though. It was both crowds.
But what I cannot wrap my head around, if you've made it to the end of regulation and it's going to overtime, you got to stay for overtime. If you left with 5 minutes left in the fourth, I get it. If you left at halftime, you just don't want to be out too late. You're going to watch the end at home.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Like I can understand a million different times to leave. Yeah. But if you made it to the end of regulation and they just kicked to send it to overtime, how do you then leave? And I'm asking, if you were one of the people,
I'm going to answer.
You can answer.
I just think that the people at that point, some of them are Metro.
What time did Metro close?
Some of them just want to get the hell out of there. Because I saw people in suites leaving. And they didn't even have to worry about the cold weather outside. They were leaving too. So I
some of the people were probably cold. It was cold.
Yeah, it was cold as hell out there.
Am I crazy? Am I crazy for if you made it to the end of regulation?
I really believe you are, because when you leave most times from places you leave from, if you made it that long, you should may as well just stay.
B, if I make it to the end, as a matter of fact, I think I did that. I took the girls to Maryland versus Nebraska. Shout out to Coach Swope. Got us suite tickets. It's very nice. My guy Todd White has a very nice suite. I think that went to overtime. I know we stayed till the very end.
But I'm just saying, Jay, you leave like all the time. So you might not be the one to ask this question.
But I'm not knocking people that left early. I don't understand making it to the end of regulation and then leaving before overtime.
If you're leaving early, it doesn't make a difference when you leave, I think. So you leave at the end of the third, end of the fourth, right when overtime started, just trying to get a jump on the crowd. That's all that is. Because I'm going to tell you, when I left out there last night, normally when I leave, the traffic is still heavy as hell. Even though I do a show and all that, it's still heavy.
It was empty.
Last night, rolled right on out that thing. Nothing was a problem. So I'm kind of happy they left early.
If you left 7 minutes left, 27-20 Denver, I'm sorry, no, that's overtime. If you left when Denver made it 20-14 or something, but like Washington was the only team that scored in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix was god-awful in that fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Landville, am I crazy? If you make it to the end of regulation, should you stay for overtime?
I don't know. It would be different if it was a 1 o'clock game, but because it's a night game, a lot of people
had their kids with them too.
Sure, you got to get the kids to work, to school. You got to go to work, and with the way that traffic can be getting out of there, it's entirely reasonable that it could be 2.5 hours for a lot of people from the time they get up out of their seats to the time that they're in bed. So I kind of got to say I don't blame them.
I'm still getting notifications about moose knuckle coats, by the way, just so everybody knows that from last week, if you were part of that.
JP,
So-
I'm with you on this one, though, man. You got to stay. If you're there that late, you got to stay. In the metal world, we got things. Sometimes rock and roll means you're tired the next day, and that's the way it is. If you got
See,
an
they don't
overtime
live
game,
like you, Chris. You live hard, dog.
you got an overtime game there, you got to see it. If it was like some sort of blowout, I get it. But at that point, it's just, I don't know.
If anybody calls in, take it, Chris, because I'm curious. If people left early, if you left at the end of regulation, if your answer is, I just wanted to get out of there, I was going to listen to the end on the radio, and I wanted to beat the traffic. Okay, I get it. But, the term pot committed? Like, if you make it 4 freaking quarters and the game's going to overtime, you're pot committed at that point.
Yeah, but if you made it, if you paid your money, your pot has already been committed. You leave when you want to leave.
That person was there? All right, this is Vinny from Philly. Vinny, are you a Commanders fan?
I am.
And you drove in
I'm a
from
season
Philly?
ticket holder. Yeah, I'm a season ticket holder. I come down for a majority of the games.
Okay. So when did you leave last night?
Yeah. I left probably middle of the 4th. Look, I had to drive back to Philly. I was like, all right, being a primetime game is nice. You just kind of throw the game on the background and drive and listen to it, But and I got a 2-year-old at home, so I was like, I got to get home. He's gonna wake up at 8 in the morning, so I was like, let me get home and before it's too late. So you don't get to sleep in when you got a 2-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I found that out in the last 5 days.
Hey, look, if it's a 1 o'clock game or if it's a 4 o'clock game, I stay till the very end, no matter what. But those 8 o'clock ones are tough, man, to get back. But by the time I get back in the door, sometimes it's like, the one time I stayed, it was like, I don't know, 3 in the morning. I was like, it's pretty rough to get back that late. So
yeah, that's tough. All right,
let me just get it. Let me hit the road, get out early.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Again, if you left early, I support you. I just don't understand.
What if he had waited to the end and then he said, well, dang, I got to go out. And he'll be okay.
Well, I've acquired some information, Brian. I don't know. The game started at 8:15. It was slow because of the refs. Metro trains stopped around 12:30. So the last blue line trains out of Largo and Morgan Boulevard were 12:25, 12:28.
Mm-hmm.
Last silver lines were 12:35. Gosh, you imagine getting on the silver line at Morgan Boulevard at 12:35 in the morning, taking it to Reston? How long is that train ride? That's got to be an hour.
I wouldn't be able to tell you, bro.
Yeah, and it's a 20-minute.
See, people got reasons,
Metro.
man.
All right, let's our guy Rusty was there last night. Rusty, did you stay? What'd you do?
Hey, fellas, what's going on? So, JP, I'm giving you a hard time about your Facebook post, man. Like, the rows, I think, have 16 seats in them, and literally at the end of regulation, there was like 13 of us that ran to the bathroom because we had been holding it the whole fourth quarter. So, Section 110 had a little bit of an exodus because we all had to, including Jackson. He's
see a lot of people were going to the bathroom. Because when I went,
we had to run to the bathroom and get back for overtime, man.
See, when I went, because I was standing there where we do the show at, and I said, okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom. Everybody ran to the bathroom. It was lines coming on both sides. Like nobody got one in, one out. Both lines going in at the same time from the exit and the entrance.
Okay.
And that, I think a lot of people wasn't leaving the stadium. They were trying to hurry up and get release and get back.
Tailgate
just so you guys know, we pulled back in the driveway here in Delaware at about 2:15 last night.
Ooh.
Well, you beat me home, though.
Well, I got in my house like 2:05.
Yeah, I got home like 2:45. Rusty, you been jumping in the ocean out there in Delaware? It's a brisk 50.
No. I don't do that stuff. I go in the ocean about once a year, man. I'm a swimming pool guy, and they're all closed.
You sound like B.
Yep.
All right, Rusty, appreciate it.
Hey, I'm not trying to be there. I'm not the ocean is their plate. The sharks and all that. I don't want to be out there.
All right. Tailgate Ted said in his section, a lot of people ran to the bathroom at the end of regulation. So maybe that was a bathroom run I was seeing.
Oh, believe me, Jay, when I went to the bathroom, because I'm sitting there going, bro, this thing got to go to overtime. Because it gives you a little break. And when it went to overtime, I took off to the bathroom thinking I was going to beat people. They were waiting already. They were there.
All right, so between the bathroom and the Metro, maybe that's why people were leaving.
Yeah.
Because it did seem pretty full, but I also think a lot of people kind of moved down. Like the boys who were right in front of the press box with their shirts off, they weren't there for most of the game. They kind of just showed up late because I think it was open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen, I'm not knocking you if you left late, if you left early. I'm just saying if you make it through 4 quarters, stick around for overtime.
Yeah, if you stick around for overtime, you might be a little frozen in the front. You know what I'm saying? If you don't make it to the bathroom, it's cold enough where it freeze up.
Is that a thing? Can it freeze?
Hey, man, you never know, depending on how cold it is. All I know is I'm sitting there like trying to watch this game, and I'm like, because if they finish the game right at that moment, you know, and don't get to overtime, we got to go do a show. And that's another 40-something minutes that you holding.
Right.
When they went to overtime, that was a relief for me. Then I ran to the bathroom. I waited like 15 minutes to get in there.
A lot of oranges became raisins last night, I think.
Boy.